going to move on because, with respect, I don't think you're actually answering my question. Call me 0207 501 1540. The point I'm trying to make, which I think is not getting across to him, it's very simple. If it was your child, and they are children, they're always going to be your children, your son or daughter, and they wanted to go into beauty pageants and so forth, how would you feel? 0207 501 1540. And also I'm asking you this question. Do you think that more ethnic minority people should be going into things like contests like these so that the mainstream community can help integrate, as David Cameron says? 0207 501 1540. Who's calling me on Dilse? Good morning. Oops, that phone's just got cut again. There's somebody calling me, and unfortunately their phone is cutting off. 0207 501 1540. Just a little bit of advice here, guys. If you put the phone down, or if you replace the receiver while you're waiting to speak to me, then I can't take your call. So please, let's start doing it the other way around. Keep holding the receiver. 0207 501 1540. The point I'm making is that if you, I mean, it's slightly political as well. If David Cameron says, you know, the problem with this country is that the ethnic minority people here are just not integrating. And he goes on stage and he goes on and on and on about it, right? And he says that, you know, the Islamic people, the Muslims, they just do not integrate, and we need them to further integrate. Well, then, okay, don't you think this is going to help them? Is that right? Jayesh, what do you think? Good morning.
Well, I go very sort of. I wouldn't stop my children doing what they want to do. If they want to become a model or join a beauty pageant, I wouldn't mind doing them, as long as it's a respectable job. I mean, there's nothing wrong in it.
So, when David,
saying at the same time, we got a lot of Asians who are stereotyped, and they think it's a wrong sort of a job especially for young ladies to go into modeling. I mean, years ago, you know, back in the day, actresses, young ladies going to the film industry was, you know, people.
Go on. People did
what? What I mean?
Say no, you blanked out there. People did what?
I just saw this customer and I'll come back to you.
Yeah, no problem. He's making a point. He doesn't mind if it was his daughter. What would you say? 0207 501 1540. I'll take your calls on Dilse with me, Deep Raja, after this. On Dilse with me, Deep Raja. I'm glad to say, and I'm very pleased to say, that Krishna Solanki has come in to the studios with me. But before we go and talk to him, my name is Deep Raja. This is Dilse Radio. After this very quick track, I will be speaking to Krishna Solanki, who's actually sitting in front of me wearing a lovely banner there saying Miss Redbridge 2014. My gosh, I better put the air conditioning on. I'm feeling rather hot in here on Dilse. On Dilse with me, Deep Raja. In front of me here, sitting with me, is Krishna Solanki, the final. Is that right? Are you the finalist of it? Can you tell me?
Yes, I'm in the finals of Miss England 2015.
Okay, so I will be speaking to Krishna Solanki, the finals of the Miss England 2015, after the traffic and travel, because I really need to know what is going on in those traffic.
Call Deep Raja now and have your say. 0207 501 1540.
On Dilse with me, Deep Raja, I'm very pleased to introduce a Miss, how can I put this, the semi-finalist of Miss England, or is it the finalist now? I've got here finalist of Miss England, also a lady who was Miss Charity Essex and Miss Popularity Essex 2014 after completing a sponsored 40-kilometre walk that helped to raise approximately £700 for Beauty with a Purpose, Miss World's charity. Also, now I'm seeing across her Miss Redbridge, is it 2014? I'd like to welcome Krishna Solanki. Good morning. And, welcome to Dilset. And can we start by asking, and I'm going to get straight to it, Krishna, can you tell me what prompted you to enter beauty pageants like the Miss England?
Skin colour. My skin colour was always something that I was a little bit conscious of as a child. I always faced some prejudice because I wasn't fair-skinned, and I always noticed from magazines and on other various media sites that fair-skinned girls were more appreciated and put more in the spotlight over the dark-skinned girls. And I really took part in the Miss England pageant because I wanted to improve my confidence, and I wanted to give hope to other girls that are dark-skinned.
Very, very interesting point there. You actually took part in beauty pageants and you saw or felt that women with darker skins were sort of, when you they were not favoured. What do you mean by not favoured? What, they were put second or third in the queue, or what?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt as if fairer girls are given more of an opportunity than the darker skin toned girls because of skin tone.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's from back in history. I did a bit of research on this. So darker skin tone people were considered as poor because obviously in the caste system, some people would work outdoors for long hours in the sun and they would become darker, and then the more wealthier people would stay indoors and they would have fairer skin. So I think it's just associated darker skin tones with being poor, and that's just stayed within.
Good point there, but I mean, and it's true, there is something historical about that. Yes, I agree. But when you saw, I mean, were there a lot of, let's say, non-white? I've got to be careful with my words, so I'm sort of stalling a little bit. Non-white people at the beauty pageants, and that too, Asian of Asian descent. Were there a lot?
There were a few. There weren't that many. But from what I've seen, there hasn't been that many darker skin tone girls. There have been fairer girls, but I also think that's got something to do with each and every girl's confidence, because I did it because I wanted to boost my confidence, and I feel as though other girls, they may not have that confidence because they've seen so many fair girls go through and not as many dark girls.
Interesting point. So first of all, that was one of the reasons, that was the main reason that prompted you to look, I really want to enter, I want to make a difference. Very, all commendable to you. Moving on from that though, what kind of opposition have you faced by people, if any, when entering competitions like these? And I mean, has there been any specific negativity, say, from the Asian community as compared to other communities?
Well, at the beginning, initially, my family had a few reservations because they're from a conservative, traditional Gujarati family, and they were more into education than anything else. They wanted me to prioritise my degree, finish my degree, and then choose what I wanted to do. So I obviously had to think about my family first, and I did this whilst doing my degree at university. I also had to think about my family and my extended family, the cultural society, and making sure I don't bring shame upon anyone. My family were also concerned about being open to exploitation from others, but they soon came around to it because I assured them that I wouldn't do anything that they wouldn't approve of or anything that would disgrace the family, and I made sure that they knew that fame wouldn't change.
Fame wouldn't change you. But going back to that point that you said earlier, by the way, if you want to speak to Krishna, you can do on 0207 501 1540, 0207 501 1540. Give her a call and have a chat to her. But the point I'm making is yes, okay, it's very hard to get over to convince your parents. That's one thing, and your family is one thing. But what about society and your parents' friends? Were they quite negative about it? And do you think maybe one of the reasons is because of plain forward jealousy that maybe their daughters are not passing these beauty contests and you are? Is that what was happening?
Never really thought of it like that, but possibly. But
what I'm asking is, what the society or friends, were they like your parents' friends? Did they start avoiding you, or did they were they telling their children, look, don't sit with her because she's not sitting there reading the Gita, she's sitting there trying to go to the beauty pageants, which is what normal children and girls and teenagers would do, no?
Well, everyone that I have come across, all of my parents' friends and all of my family relatives, extended family, they've all been very, very supportive in helping me with donations, for raising funds for charity, for increasing my votes, everything. They have tried their best.
Very good point there. Look, I'm going to take a very quick commercial break, and I'll be talking to Krishna again about beauty pageants. The other thing I'll be talking to her about is her work that she does for charity, and I'll also be looking at some of her, or asking her some of her views in terms of politics and how she sees beauty pageants in the future as well. If you want to call her on 0207 501 1540. That's 0207 501 1540. I will take your calls straight after a very quick commercial break with me, Deep Raja. Good morning. On Dilse with me, Deep Raja. Very good morning to you. With me in the studio is Krishna S, who is quite a champion, I'd say, at beauty pageants. She's already Miss Redbridge 2014. She's a finalist in Miss England. She's been Miss Essex. What's it called? Miss, you can say it. Miss Essex Popular. Okay, fine. Well, we're going to be talking to her now. Asha, what would you like to ask her?
Yeah, what I want to say is, firstly, congratulations.
Thank you.
And, one thing you mentioned is about dark-skinned women not being, what do you say, given the chance. I don't think it's true.
Why not?
Because look at Sushmita Sen. She was Miss World, Miss Universe in 1994. So don't get color into it, please. Naomi Campbell, color of the skin doesn't matter.
What do you think about that? From your experiences, don't you? Maybe you had a different experience, is it?
Yeah, from the Asian perspective, I feel like they haven't been as accepting of the darker skin tones. And I've noticed that with several fashion shows that I've done, the makeup artists have always had slight issues with my skin tone, not being able to find my right colour and stuff like that. It's quite upsetting that should hold me back.
Do you see what she's trying to say there, Asha?
Yeah, she said from the Asian point of view. You see, it's we Asians who discriminate.
But
it's
what
no,
but I think what she's trying to say is very simply, when it comes to certain experiences that she has had in terms of making a life out of modelling or beauty pageants, people have put people of her skin colour second, third or fourth, and she's just trying to break that stereotype.
No, Deep, if I heard it correct, she said from the Asian point of view, okay?
Yes.
So it's the Asians who didn't give her a chance.
No. Let me ask her directly. When you take these beauty pageants...
I think this country is giving her a chance.
Hold on. These beauty pageants that you've done, Krishna, are they Indian events? Are they Asian events that you've done? Or are they mainly for just anybody can enter?
Well, for the beauty pageants, it's anyone.
There you go. Did you hear that? It's anyone. It's not just Asians.
Yeah, but now she's reached this level. Initially, the Asians didn't give her a chance.
Well, yeah, but what she's saying is, as time goes on, that she will find out, trying to break the stereotypes again. Nice speaking to you, Asha. We're going to move on because what she's trying to explain there, I think, what you're not trying to get here is that things like this is not easy for people and parents with daughters to actually do, i.e., break the mould of going into beauty pageants and things. It's not a question of colour; it's a question of giving the opportunity. I think I've got Vimal on the line. Hello, Vimal, are you there?